Hello my lovelies and welcome to the first video after Vlogmas this year. In fact, this could well be the first video of 2023. So happy new year, and I hope that you've had a really good previous year. 2022 was a weird one here in the UK. We had a lot of political turmoil and unrest and things like that, but I hope you all had a really relaxing break and managed to recharge and refresh and spend time with the people you love, or spend time doing the things you love, you know, all of that good stuff. I thought that the first video of the year should be how I am resetting for 2023, because if you're anything like me, I'm totally relaxed at the end of the year. Once the kids are broken up from school and I've met all my deadlines and all of that, I go into total, I want to say hibernation mode, not just relaxed mode, hibernation mode. I am not as regular at the gym. I eat whatever I want to eat. I don't set an alarm in the morning. I am literally just on autopilot, doing the things that I want to do, not doing the things I don't really want to do. And some of those things that I don't want to do, I'm going to leave in 2022. However, some of those things that I don't want to do actually serve me well. Quite often it's the things that you don't want to do that you know you ought to do. So I thought today's video could be how I am resetting myself for 2023, and hopefully if any of these things ring true for you, or if you think any of these things might help you, you know, even if you just take one thing from this video and it helps you, that would be amazing. So I have made notes in my diary. So if I'm looking down, that's why. Is it filming? I'm so out of practice. So first things first, what I try and do to get back into a routine, and it just gives me structure and shape to my days, to my weeks, is I get back into my intermittent fasting. Now, I didn't really stop intermittent fasting even while we've been in this 2-week lull period that we've had, but I've definitely snacked a little bit more, a little bit in the evenings, things I don't normally do. So first things first is I get back on my intermittent fasting. I tend to stick to a minimum of 16 hours intermittent fast, but more often than not, it's about 18 hours, because I tend to finish eating at about 6 o'clock, and I normally have my first meal at about 12 noon the next day. So is that? Yeah, that's 18 hours. I will keep myself going in the morning either with black coffee or with my bulletproof coffee, which if you don't know about my bulletproof coffee, I will link the video somewhere up there and in the description box below. I've made a full video about how I make my bulletproof coffee, why I make my bulletproof coffee, and also all the different variations, just to not get bored of it. The reason that I do the intermittent fasting is not for weight loss, although that would be a nice side added bonus, but I do it because I want all the health benefits from it. It's been widely researched, studied, reported on. There are immense benefits to intermittent fasting, and that is what I practice on a daily basis, whether it's weekday or weekend. I always do it. And at the weekends, what I've been trying to do in the last couple of months is go slightly longer. So I'm taking it to like 20, 22, 24 hours. I once did a 26-hour fast over the weekend, but that was just because I had nothing in my agenda. So it was easier to do, as in I wasn't rushing around doing stuff. I could just be like a sloth at home while I was doing it. But the reason I do it is because I find it just, I feel like I'm back in control. Like, you know, with the festive period that we've just had and the socializing, I feel like I lose control of me. And this is just one tiny way to feel like I am in control. I'm not talking about being obsessive about your food. When I'm in my eating window, I will eat most things, but it just helps me to feel physically in control, mentally in control. And that's kind of what I want from my reset for the new year, is to feel like I am in control of me again. Following on from that, as I said, there's been a lot of socializing, there's been a lot of going out where I am not in control of what I eat or consume. And the way I plan to reset this is to cook all my meals at home. There's been a lot of rich food as well. There's been a lot of late night eating. So the intermittent fasting is going to cut out that late night eating, but also I just want to cook more at home. As I mentioned in my last video, I think it was, my helper who is normally with me a few times a week, she has been on holiday for the last 3 weeks, which means I have been cooking at home all the time, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. In the beginning, it was hard to fit it into my day because I wasn't used to finding that time. But with a little bit of organization, which is basically what it is, planning ahead, I've been cooking the meals. I mean, my husband is very hands-on, and quite often he will cook lunch and I will cook dinner. We have all 3 kids in the house. It's a very, very busy house in terms of food, but I've really enjoyed it, like trying out new recipes and that kind of thing. So what I intend to do is keep that going. I'm doing meal plans for the week. That way I can shop ahead of time for what we need in the house. There's less food wastage as well because I'm planning what I need and I go and get only that. And I intend to keep it really light. I think all of us in the house need to keep it really light in terms of food. As I said, there's been a lot of heavy food, and so we're just going to keep it light, cook at home. And again, it's another way of just controlling how you feel, because I find when I've eaten too heavy a meal or too late at night, I am not at my best the next day. Like today, I feel good because I finished eating by 6 o'clock last night, and I know that I slept better as well. There is research on that too, that if you have a heavy meal at night, it really affects your sleep quality. So we're going to have lighter meals, just what my husband calls disaggregated food. So rather than focusing on our Indian curries and dishes, which are quite heavy, we're going to be doing the protein separately, the vegetables separately, the carbs separately, put it together on a plate. The other thing I'm going to get back into doing again to reset myself for 2023 is to set an alarm every morning. Now the kids aren't back at school yet, although they do go back in 3 days from now, from when I'm filming. They go back really early this year. But I'm going to be setting my alarm every day so I get up at the same time. Again, research has shown get up at the same time every day and going to bed at the same time every day really helps to just tap into your circadian rhythm and make the best of your own body and the way it functions. I mean, today I did sleep in a little bit longer than I had planned. I had my schedule all set for the day. I didn't set an alarm today, and I got up an hour later. I'm not beating myself up about it. I think my body needed that sleep, otherwise I would have woken up, because every day I've been waking up at about the same time without an alarm. Today I slept in for an hour, but what I did do is take my morning coffee and I went out into the garden and I just stayed out there for about 20 minutes. Actually went out with my son because he needs to do this too, just to get some daylight on our face. I want to say sunlight. There was no sun. We have 100% cloud cover while I'm filming this right now, but just to get some daylight and just tell the body through the eyes that it is daytime, it is time to do stuff. And then that also impacts on your evening routine as well, because you've set your circadian rhythm in the morning, and it just helps you to A, make the most of the day, but B, just unwind and get into an evening mode. So that is really important, whether I'm going to go out for a walk in the mornings for 20 minutes every day, or just go sit in my garden and have a coffee if that's what I feel like doing. And obviously on that, I am trying to go to bed at the same time every day. It is really hard when we're on holiday mode, but we go back into routine work, school mode, as I said, in about 2 or 3 days. So from that point of view, I will be set. Obviously, one of the things that I will be doing to reset, now this is not intentions, it's not goals. I'll do a separate video about my goals and intentions for the year, but this is just in terms of resetting. The other thing I'm going to do is get myself back into the gym. Now, whether I use the gym or I use my Vaha, as you know, I have a Vaha mirror downstairs as well. But whether I use that or the other, I will get back into doing an hour of activity, like solid activity, every single day, 7 days a week, whether it is a strength workout in the gym, which I normally do 5 days a week, or a yoga or a stretching kind of class on the Baja. I'm going to be doing something every single day. Again, research just shows that you need to move your body every single day. In fact, we need to be moving our bodies all day. And I was at a panel talk, gosh, a few years ago, but it stuck with me. One of the nutritionists, actually, she said, the minute you sit down, you should already be thinking about when you're getting up, because we need to be moving consistently throughout the day. That's a key word here, consistency. And if you have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or anything like that, oh, I haven't got mine on, but if you have one of those, it gives you a little reminder about 10 minutes before the hour if you haven't done enough movement in that hour to get up. And all these little things can help, but that is the plan. And I am as guilty as anybody else. I'll go to the gym, I will work out really hard for about an hour, hour and a quarter, and then I could easily spend the rest of the day sitting at my desk, other than when I'm cooking. And that's not good. So my reset is going to be doing my hour, hour and a quarter of exercise, and then staying active throughout the day, finding reasons to get up. Like in the past, if I was sitting on the sofa and I needed something, I'd ask one of my kids to go and get it from upstairs. No more. If I need something from upstairs, I'm going to go up and get it. And then if I think of something 5 minutes later, I'm going to get up and go and get it. And that is the key to staying active for me throughout the day. And then just one last thing, which is totally random, but it will reset me, I think, is I'm going to get back to using pen and paper, writing things down, because as much as I love having my phone and putting things into my phone, into the Notes app, or I now started using the Notion app as well, which I am loving, by the way. Let me know if you want me to tell you more about that in another video. But as much as I love all the electrical apps and programs and things like that that keep you on track, for me, I'm old school. I'm old school. And for me, there is nothing like writing it down. And in fact, even while I'm talking to you, I've been thinking, should I invest in another Smythson diary this year? Because they are very, very expensive. But when I look through my diary from last year, I really used it. Like, I used it throughout the year. I'm still using it on the last day of the year. So I think if something brings me that much joy, it's worth investing, because I'm using it every single day for 365 days. Like, if I didn't use it, I would be thinking I'll buy a cheaper diary. My daughter has actually given me a diary. I should show it to you. But she's given me a diary which I thought I would use until I realized that it's an academic year diary. So it's going to finish in August. Now, I could use that, but it isn't set out and laid out the way that I'm used to, like I've got used to my Smythson diary. So I am going to be going back to writing everything down in my diary, in the notes pages in the diary as well. Yes, I will transfer it across to my laptop, to my phone, to all the apps that I have. But in terms of the thinking process, for me, I think better when I write it down with pen and paper. If I think back to when I first started writing for a glossy magazine, I used to write a 1,200 word article every month. And I used to write the whole thing out on paper before I typed it up and sent it off to my editor. So that is, I think, for me, the best thing. And in fact, today, just now, I haven't even opened it. I'm going to open it with you now. I just received something in the post, which I think is going to help me even more. Because I always think about journaling and that kind of thing. And I haven't really found anything that's kept me going. Like, I'll start and then I kind of just taper off. Anyway, I just received something from LSW Mind Cards. So I thought I would open this up with you really quickly and see what it is. I don't know if it's a diary or a journal, but we'll find out together. Oh, so this is the LSW Mind Notes 6-month journal for rediscovering you. Let's get into it. I really like the way this has been laid out. It's really simple. There's lots of space to write. There's lots of prompts in here as well. And it gives you a page a day and then a little weekly review as well. So thank you so much for sending this to me. Oh, what was that? And little motivational pages like that. And there's notes pages as well. So I think I'm going to really enjoy using this. Oh, look what I just found in here as well. Colouring in page. I mean, I'm really looking forward to using this. And lots of lovely quotes as well from people that I already admire. And there's a goal setting page here as well. There's loads in here. So expect to see me talking about this throughout the next 6 months. Thank you so much for sending that to me. That just arrived as I was about to sit down and film this video. So that was very good timing, considering, as you know, we don't get posts, but today is Saturday and there's one postman who will deliver to us on a Saturday. So that saga, by the way, that you heard about in Vlogmas, that still continues. Anyway, I hope that that was useful. That was a really quick run through of how I am resetting myself for 2023. There's probably lots of other things that I should have mentioned in this that will come to me after I've made this video. So if there are, I will make another video. But I hope that this was useful. Let me know if you enjoyed this. It's been a while since I've done a sit down video and I've missed doing it. And I know that I've had some messages from you guys saying you kind of have just been vlogging and you haven't done any sit down videos for a while. Part of that is finding somewhere to sit down and do a video, because it's a full household, like I said, and there's always noise and there's always people walking in and walking out of me and it just kind of interrupts my flow of thought. So I am sitting in my dressing room and I've shut my bedroom door and I've told everyone to stay away. So let me know what you think of this setup. It's not really a setup, is it? But let me know what you think of this as a place to sit down and talk to you, if you think that that's okay. Otherwise, I'll have to find somewhere else. Hopefully this is the beginning of a new era on my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. Let me know what kind of things you are interested in as well. If our interests align, that would be amazing. And please subscribe if that is the case. And yeah, let's move ahead into a happy, I mean, that is the key, a happy, whatever happiness is for you. So whether that's being productive, whether that's being less busy, whether that's focusing more on family, whether that's focusing on your personal development or your financial development, or whatever happiness is for you, I wish you all the happiness for 2023, and I look forward to going on this journey with you, us together. I'm loving this community here that we're building here on YouTube, slowly but surely. So thank you so much for being with me last year, and looking forward to being with you in the next 12 months. So I know I'm going to get emotional now and I'll start rambling. So with that, I'm just going to say thank you so much again. See, there you go. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.